Is the PlayStation Vita officially dead in 2019? Is a cyberpunk ghost story going to be the last game released ever on this system? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? MonkeyFlop here, and today I wanted to talk about what the developer said about their game getting released and kind of the update that they gave us. But before we do that, let's just discuss the PlayStation Vita for just a second. Now, it is a beautiful device. I absolutely love it. This is my favorite color, and this is the one that I chose to get. I absolutely love this thing. I adore it, and it's amazing. If you guys are ever planning on picking up a PlayStation Vita and you've taken my advice about adding the PlayStation Plus games to your library before they discontinued it on PlayStation Plus, then you will have a load of games ready and waiting for you to play, which is amazing. Also, there's still games getting released to this date for the PlayStation Vita. There are a few, games getting released every couple of months, but there's still some support on it. In fact, they're still doing updates on the system itself. This is a great remote play device. If you're looking for a remote play device to play with your PlayStation 4, this is a great companion to have. The battery life on it is really good. One of the only downsides, and one of the reasons why the PlayStation Vita got killed, I'm trying to pull out this memory card, is because of this little guy right here. This little itty bitty memory card. This memory card is exclusive for the PlayStation Vita. 64 gigabytes when I purchased it was about $100. And what I've heard from friends that recently got a PlayStation Vita is that the prices are still very high on the memory card, which honestly really sucks, and that's the reason why the PlayStation Vita wasn't as successful as it was. Even with the price marked down, when it was selling for about $200, you still had to spend, $50 to another $100 just to buy the memory card, which, like I said, sucks. But you can still find this on Amazon, eBay, and whatever other, online websites you guys go to. These things are still available, even though Sony discontinued the console. Games are still getting released on it. So if you guys were interested, I definitely recommend it. I still play it to this day. It kind of looks like Nintendo's new announcement. Let me know if you guys agree in those comments down below. All right, let's go ahead and read the article really quickly. Development is going very well. We just wanted to deliver the best game we can in the best possible way, wrote the studio. A few extra months assures us that for those wondering about the Vita release, as far as we are aware, everything is going good and is set in stone for the release. We may be cutting it close, but we're still, according to what we have access to on our dev/publisher dashboard with Sony, are going to make the cutoff. We might be the last game ever released on the Vita. They might be the last game ever released on the Vita. Now, they don't have access to what games are going to be released on the PlayStation Vita, so that right there is speculation on their end, but clearly they see information on Sony's website through the PlayStation, publisher portal website. They can actually see, when the cutoff date for the last game is, and they are saying that they're cutting it close, and they're saying that the game is going to be released in a few months from now. So that leads a lot of people to speculate that the PlayStation Vita will end in 2019. And when I say end, yes, we do know that the PlayStation Vita has stopped production on the console, but the games are still getting supported, and the system itself is getting updates to this date. But once the games are not released, that's just going to be the end of the PlayStation Vita, which is really sad news, and a lot of people were hoping for a PlayStation Vita 2. Sony, I don't know. Change of management. Hopefully in the near future we could be looking at a PlayStation Vita 2 or another PlayStation handheld. But at this point in time, Sony's not talking about a handheld at all. The PlayStation 5 is just going to be a console. This was always like a standalone thing. A lot of people think of the PlayStation 5 and they also think of like the Switch. I don't see or think that Sony and PlayStation would do, PlayStation 5 similar to what we see with the Switch. And those of you guys that are speculating, unfortunately, at this point, it's very doubtful that Sony is even in talks about releasing a handheld, or even, I don't even know if, those conversations come up in like the executive meetings, like, hey, what would be great? A PlayStation Vita 2 or another PlayStation handheld. Unfortunately, I don't know. Sony might be living under a rock or something, because with Nintendo Switch Lite's announcement and release that it's going to be a handheld only device, still, gives a lot of people that love handhelds hope that there's future. And Nintendo keeps proving themselves that the Nintendo handheld devices are still a thing that people want. And people are showing Nintendo that, hey, this is something that we really want. People are still buying this stuff. How many times did you see I keep saying PlayStation Vita, but how many times do you guys see that the Nintendo DS keeps getting new additions, and it kept getting upgraded to a DS Lite, a DS XL, all these other DSs, and now here we are with the Nintendo Switch, and they said that they were going to stop production on the Nintendo DS because they have the Switch, and now they have a handheld Switch. So hopefully Sony is listening, and hopefully Sony will take advice of a lot of other people and think to themselves like, hey, you know what? There is still a market for handheld video games other than just mobile devices and phones. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit a like if you guys are new, and make sure you guys are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on. Support your boy, drop a comment, and I will see you guys in the next news update. You guys are freaking awesome.